Right, hello, welcome back. The fated day is almost here. As the time we're recording this is the 19th of December. Tomorrow is Sonic Movie 3 Day. After talking about this film for nearly 2 years, it's kind of crazy that the day has finally come. So I thought, why not celebrate it for one last time? Let's do a one big final predictions video. Basically a video going over what I think will happen in Sonic Movie 3 and what I want to happen in Sonic 3. That way, after I've watched the film, I can come back to this video and see how much stuff I got right. By all means, you can do this yourself too. Go into the comment section and comment down below your predictions for Sonic 3 and then look back at it after you've seen the film and see how close you were. In case this wasn't obvious already, I'm going to put it right here. This video contains no spoilers for Sonic Movie 3. There are zero whatsoever. I will not be guessing what the post-credit scene is since I've already been spoiled for the first one. I will guess what the second one is because I genuinely have not seen a single bit of that. But the first post-credit scene, yes, I've seen, and I know what happens, so it's not really a prediction if I already know what's happening. Whilst there's no guarantees that this is going to happen, I think it would be really cool and would love to see if the film started off with some sort of flashback to Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Do you remember at the end of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Eggman falls out of his robot saying "later haters" as he falls to the ground, basically presumed to be dead. I think it'd be cool if we got some sort of Now You See Me type montage where it goes through how Robotnik managed to survive the fall and how he managed to get to where he is right now. Some sort of montage with some sort of music with no cuts as it just follows Robotnik doing whatever he's doing to make it out of that situation alive. Possibly some explanation or some sort of reasoning as to why Agent Stone was a part of the gun crowd that were going around and looking at all of the stuff. I mean, obviously we know why he was there. It was to cover up for Eggman, but show us him covering up for Eggman. Show his super cool and flawless escape plan, and then it can cut to Tom and Maddie. And personally, I think the film will start off with this montage that we've seen in the Run It music video where Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles are all racing each other in the forest. It'll be some sort of happy, upbeat moment. Maybe it'll actually play Run It because we've seen with these sort of films that they do actually play the credits song during the film. Maybe we'll have a nice little thing of them all running whilst Run It plays in the background as a nice little opening to the film and a welcome. I think they'll keep Shadow very hidden and very quiet, and he'll kind of pop up around about the middle of the film since they all know that everyone's basically there for Shadow. And the first time that we'll actually see Shadow on screen is probably when Commander Walters is talking to Team Sonic in the Chow Cafe and he goes through Shadow's backstory. You know the bit where he says Shadow's story was like your Sonic, but it was of a lot of pain and loss, all of that sort of stuff.
Shadow's story began a lot like your Sonic, but where you found family and friends, Shadow found only pain and loss.
I think that talk will go down in the Chow Cafe. Right after Rockwell has called them to go to the Chow Cafe, they will go, they'll meet him, and then boom, they'll talk about who Shadow is and why he's dangerous. Then, of course, I think something will happen with either Shadow or the Egg Drones, as we've seen in some trailers, there is footage of Egg Drones going down against the Chow Cafe. So whether Robotnik gets to them first, whether Shadow gets to them first, or whether at this point Robotnik and Shadow are actually working together already, we don't know. I think the Egg Drones going against Sonic Team will probably end up on some sort of news coverage to which Gerald or Robotnik will find out about Robotnik that way. I think Gerald will send Robotnik some sort of menacing note being like, come to this time, this place right here so I can meet you. This is why Eggman is sneakily snooping around in the trailer, snooping as usual I see. Then Gerald pops out, expecting him. Already he's saying my boy, he knows him, but Robotnik doesn't know him. You know what I mean? Robotnik and Gerald will team up, Gerald will get Shadow, and boom, we have the new Team Dark movie version. Sonic Team will be thinking, how the hell do we beat these guys? It's Robotnik, Sonic, and a new Robotnik too. I don't know every single detail between this, but it's probably going to cut at some point. I don't know what happens in between these scenes, right? Leave me alone. I'm not Jeff Fowler. I didn't make the film. That scene where they're all tied up and, they kick the rings and they get out of there. To which they notify Tom and Maddie. They join Gun, and we've got a little bit more Gun presence in the story now. Yay! Now, personally, I believe that Robotnik doesn't actually know Gerald's full intentions when he partners up with him. I believe that Gerald gives him some sort of false narrative into working with him, basically just saying, hey, I want to destroy Sonic too. Obviously, we all want to kill Sonic, guys. Let's work together. Only once they've got the power from the Ark and stuff and they're in space will Gerald reveal. So I don't actually want to kill Sonic. I want to blow up the moon and the earth. I want to kill everybody. So we've seen a couple scenes where Robotnik shouts what to Gerald, so I think that's his reaction to this actually happening. Now, I know what you're thinking. We've seen scenes of Robotnik working with Sonic Team where they're not in space, so how is Robotnik going to get back down to earth? Well, I believe that we have a lot of double crossing in this film. Quite a lot. I think Sonic will go to Robotnik asking for help, and Robotnik will help him in quotation marks, when he won't actually be helping. But meanwhile, that's going on, Gerald will be helping Robotnik in quotation marks. So Robotnik thinks that he's screwing over Sonic Team when he has absolutely no idea that Gerald is going to screw him over eventually too. So once Gerald has revealed his actual plan to Robotnik of, hey, I'm going to destroy the world because why not, Robotnik will then team up with Sonic Team to fight against Gerald. So we have seen some shots where Robotnik, Tails, and Knuckles are all aboard the Ark together, so something's going on there. Now, where's Sonic and Shadow? Well, I think they're doing the one thing that they're going to do this entire film. fight each other constantly, all the time. I imagine there'll be some sort of fight between space, and let's be honest, since Sonic has the Master Emerald, we're probably going to see Super Sonic. I imagine we'll get some sort of Super Sonic versus just normal Shadow fight scene. Whether Shadow steals it or whether Sonic gives it to him, we'll eventually get a Super Sonic and Super Shadow fight scene. I just want that one to happen. I think that will be so cool. Gerald will blow up the moon like we've seen it in the trailer, and Shadow will see this and be like, that's not what he talked to me about. We weren't going to do that together. To which Sonic immediately gets to go, look, you shouldn't trust these guys, you should trust us. We're trying to stop these guys from doing what they're doing. Shadow will listen, and boom, we will get Super Sonic and Super Shadow versus Gerald in the Space Colony arc. Of course, like Sonic Adventure 2, I think Shadow is going to sacrifice himself in order to stop this from happening. They're going to tug at the heartstrings, they're going to do the Maria stuff, they're going to make us cry like babies in that theater. And it will work. I will cry at this film. Gerald and Robotnik will either get, like, arrested or killed or something. I don't know. Sonic Team will return home and all will go back to normal. Reddit plays, credits, there's the end of Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Post-credit scene 1, I'm not allowed to talk about, as I've said, I already know what happens there. But post-credit scene 2, I think, will take place after the big, long credits, and it'll show that Shadow the Hedgehog isn't actually dead. That's right, they'll pull some sort of fake out that Shadow's died, and everyone will be really sad, but we won't get any confirmation of death. Then in the post-credit scene, we'll see something that reveals that Shadow actually managed to live, and he's still alive. Because come on, guys, they're going to keep this franchise going for a very long time, let's be honest. They're not going to kill off one of their biggest characters in the same film he debuts in. Yeah, those are my predictions for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. It has been an absolute honor being your Sonic Movie 3 news guy. I'm very lucky. I'm very grateful that you have all watched me yap about Sonic the Hedgehog 3 for, like, years. Thanks. I don't think the Sonic Movie franchise is ending, so I'm not the end of the Sonic Movie news guy. I will still be the Sonic Movie news guy, but for now, Sonic Movie 3 news guy, I'm pretty sure he's finished since the film is out. So thank you for being here, watching me cover literally everything to do with this film. And yeah, I think the next time that you'll see me, I will have seen Sonic the Hedgehog 3, unless some, like, massive news comes out I have to talk about. So, yeah, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe on the #1 Sonic Movie 3 news source. That is proven fact, by the way. That is a proven one. And I will see you in a bit. Goodbye.